If you want to see your clients this happy, stick around for this mid-taper tutorial. Let's get it. So first thing we're doing is just clipping all the hair up, and then we're going to comb it all down to make sure our canvas is nice and neat, as you can see. And now the first thing we're going to do is setting our bald line. We're connecting it. For the mid-taper, I like to connect them where the eyebrow ends and the ear connects to the head. So we're just going to make a straight line, a little bit of a curve, and then after that, we're just going to go ahead and bald everything up, get real nice and close to that line. Our next step, we're going to take our foil shavers and we're going to get right up to that line. And then when we get to that line, we're gonna flip the foils over and tap down at it so we don't create a harsh line. And now to set in our first guideline, we're gonna go with the no guard and lever open, and we're going right above that bald line we created, about a thumb's width, and we're just gonna follow the shape and flick out at the top. Real simple. And just to guarantee that this guideline is real neat, we're gonna brush all those stray hairs away and go over it one more time, just making sure we got every single little hair. And now our next step, we're just gonna take this guideline right out. So we're going with our clipper closed, our lever closed. We're going up a quarter of that guideline, right? Keep it real small. I like to only use the corner of my blades, especially with tapers, because you don't want to take up this guideline, right? We're trying to blend it out, not trying to set in another guideline. So we're just going to use the corner of our blades. And then we flipped it halfway down, and we're going up 1/2 inch, doing the same thing, and then we're going to go up 3/4. So just doing the same thing, using the corner of our blade only, trying to blend this guideline out, not trying to put another one in. So we're just playing with the lever, trying to get this fully blended out, a nice blend in it. Now to set in our second guideline, we're going with the 1 guard, and we're gonna open up that lever, and we're doing the same exact thing, just going up a thumb's width, about 1 inch. We're keeping that kind of a round shape, and yeah, we're just gonna be nice and patient with it. And here what you see me do is I'm gonna flip the guard over, or the clipper over I should say, and just go with the grain just to knock down those stray hairs to make it a little bit cleaner, debulk the area, and just give us a clean surface. And you can see with these tapers, I really am careful. I'm still using like half the blade. I'm not even putting the full blade down. And now what we're doing, we're gonna close that 1 guard and just tap at that line we created. And this isn't gonna take it out, but it's gonna lighten up for this next step. For this next step, we're gonna be taking that line out with our 1/2 guard. We're gonna start open, but we're gonna play with the lever from open to close. And again here, taking out these guidelines, we're just using that corner of the blade, being real careful. And you'll see me keep brushing down the hairs because I really want to have a clean surface, make sure I'm actually cutting the hairs I want to cut, and we're not just cutting hairs that have already come off. So yeah, man, we're just going in with that corner, being real careful, only using like 2 teeth of the blade, and we're just playing with the lever, trying to get that line out. Now for this next step, we're going to take our 1 1/2 closed, and we're just going to take this line out. And usually I would set 1 more guideline in with the 2 guard, but since this is an undercut and such a small space to work with, we're just going to take our 1 1/2, and that's going to be the highest guard we use. We're just going to knock down that line, and everything after this should blend in pretty smoothly. And with this, same thing, we're being real careful, just using about half of our blade, keeping that round shape, and yeah man, it's real simple. Now what we're going to do is just clean up this fade a little bit, because you can see it's still a little choppy. So we're going back with our 1 guard, and we're just going at some dark spots that we see, detailing it up, making it a little cleaner. And yeah, this is what makes your taper pop, is what makes a clean fade. Same with this, we're cleaning up that bald guideline with the corner of our trimmer, just knocking it down a little bit to make it smoother. Now what we're going to do is line up his neck. So this client has a lot of overgrowth on his neck. So it looks like I'm taking off a lot, but really it's just where the line should be because he has a lot of hair on his neck. So to line this neck region up, it's really like connecting lines. That last clip we went straight up, and now we're going in front of the ear, and we're just going to connect those two lines we made to make it real clean. Make sure everything's even and how it should be. I'm just cleaning everything up, making sure these lines connect, these dots connect, imaginary dots we made in our head and ear. I'll get into this other side. We're just gonna go jump into it with the one guard. Instead of waiting, we're just gonna debulk it now, knock everything down, make sure everything's nice and clean. And on this side, we're doing the same exact steps as the other side. So we're connecting that guideline for where the ear connects and the eyebrow ends. The same thing, nice little round shape, and then we're gonna bald it out. And now, as you would have guessed it, going in with the trimmer right up to that line, and then we're gonna tap down with it so we don't make too harsh of a line. Now to go up with our first guideline, we're going no guard, lever open, and we're going up about thumb's width an inch, keeping that shape. And yeah, man, it's real simple, guys. And these steps are the same steps I use with any taper, any hair texture. I use the same steps, take the guidelines out the same way. When you have a system, I should say, it makes fading a whole lot easier. You'll notice the difference with your blends and everything. Become a lot more consistent. And yeah, guys, system's really easy for me. I like to use it and help me learn how to cut. I think it's real simple, the best way to fade. Yeah, guys. Going for our next guideline, we're doing the one guard open, and we're just gonna follow the same exact steps, going up a thumb's width, keep a nice round shape. And you guys will see, I think this side is a lot easier to blend. I think this side was a little cleaner. And you guys, if you've been cutting hair or you start cutting hair, you'll notice some sides of the head are different than the others. Some have different growth patterns, some are just easier to fade. And I don't really know why, but that's just how it is. So some sides you'll have to pay special detail to, and others will be real easy. Going in with the half and just doing the same thing. You see me using the corner of the blade, playing with the lever a little bit, and we're just gonna take that line right out. And our last step, we're doing in with the 1.5 closed, just taking out that very top line, getting those dark spots out. And this side came together clean. Just doing our thing, using about half the blade, corner of the blade. And now, to me, for the part that's the most crucial of the cut, we're going to go back in detail. We're going in with the one, and you're going to see, man, this makes a whole new taper. It makes it so much cleaner. We're doing the same thing with the trimmer. It's just going to make it pop so much better. I'm doing the same thing. We're lining up the ear area. Same thing, man. We're sending one point in, and then we're sending another point in and connecting them. Real simple. It's the easy way to do it. To make sure you're cutting everything that should be cut and leaving everything that should not be cut. And here it's a little dark, so I'm just gonna cut some of those stray hairs just to make it a little easier to line this nape up. And to me, this was always the hardest part of a taper, was this right here, lining this up. Just because it can get a little tricky. So use the corner of your blade, be patient, and yeah, just work at it. And now to get into the back of the fade, we're going to set in our bar line right at the bottom of the ears, so that's what I just pointed at. And we're doing the same exact steps that we did on the sides, just on the back. And you can see my guy was moving his head a little bit, he was trying to talk to me. So guideline got a little crooked, but we're gonna clean it up and make sure it's all good. Now we're gonna flip over the blade and bald everything out. And when I do this, I'm getting right up to that line and flicking out, so it's gonna create a softer guideline for us, or softer bald line for us to take out. And now to clean up this bald line, we're going in with the shaver, and you guys will see me go side to side, and that's just because that's how his hair grows in the back of his neck. So we're going with the grain with the shaver. Now we're going in no guard, lever open, and we're doing the same exact thing. We're going up about thumbs width, and we got a little bit more room in the back, but it's still pretty much the same width of the guideline as we did on the sides. I'm just doing the same thing, going up, make sure it's nice and clean, brush away any stray hairs, just like that. Now we're going to take out that guideline right away, close the guard up, and we're going to go about 1/4 up, and just tapping at it using the corner of the blade. And you see me turning my clipper. That's because we're going against the grain. Make sure we get those hairs out, because if I were to just go straight, it might blend weird, or it might just not take off any hairs. So we're make sure we go against the grain. Now here we're going with our one guard, lever open. We're going up the same width as the first guideline. All our guidelines are the same width. We're doing the same thing, going against the grain, turning our clipper, brushing away the stray hairs. Yeah guys, this system is so I'm not gonna say it's so easy, obviously it takes practice, but you know, learning, this is an easy system to use. If you guys have made it this far, I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to see some tutorials, go check out my other stuff, check out my Instagram, and yeah, I appreciate you guys. And now before I switch to the half guard, I'm closing the lever. I'm just tapping at that line just to make it a little lighter, a little easier to go in with our half guard and take this line out. And now we put on that half guard, and we're gonna go in with it. We started lever open, but you see we closed it right away because I saw wasn't taking off the right amount of hair. And usually, point of thumb, the back of the head is usually the hair grows a little bit thicker, a little darker. So sometimes it's a little more difficult to fade. On this client, it's not, but if you've been cutting hair, you'll notice that in the back of the head, the hair is a little different. Now here we're going to take our 1.5 closed, and we're just taking out that big dark line that's left over from our blend so far. And usually I would go up with the 2 like I previously said to put in our last guideline, but since he has an undercut, we don't really have to worry about blending into the top just because it's all going to fall over anyways. It's an undercut, so we're just going to make a nice clean fade underneath his head. Also, as I've been editing this, I've noticed that when I show you guys the blades, you cannot see the numbers. These are the Babyliss premium guards, and they're a little difficult for even me to see in person when I use them. And here there's still a pretty dark line that the 1.5 couldn't get out, so we're going back with our 1, detailing, just using the corner of our blade, knocking out that dark line, and you guys will see this gets it out pretty good. Yeah, this what really makes the cut good. Going back detailing, get those dark spots, because if I would have just stopped at the 1.5, you guys saw it wasn't looking too great. So now we're gonna flip it over just like we did on all parts of the head. Just clean it up, get all those strays with the grain. Now to get into the hairline, we're gonna leave it darker. So instead of going down with the grain with the 1, we're using the 1.5. I believe I used the lever closed on this. We're just knocking down those hairs a little bit. You guys see my dude being goofy. He must have seen himself in the mirror, started feeling himself. Now lay down those hairs, keep them locked in. We're spraying a little bit of hairspray, not too much, and we're gonna brush it down, make sure all those hairs are locked in before we hit it with the trimmer. Now before I do the front line, we're gonna hit the C-cups first, and we're just starting at the bottom, and just like we did with the nape, we're making 2 points, I should say, to connect it to make a nice C-cup. You see, apologize, I think my face gets in this a few times, just ignore that. But yeah, we're just gonna brush everything down, hit it, brush it down again, hit it, make sure we get all those hairs. Now we're doing the other side, we're doing the same exact thing. We're making our first point, and then we're gonna go up to the top and make our second point, and just connect those. And you see my guy does have a lot of overgrowth. It's not a pushback, this is just his overgrown hairs. And you guys see, I use the corner of the blade a lot, even during lineups, fades. That's my biggest tip. Be careful, just be patient, and you get it. Dude had to turn up real quick. It's his birthday. This is his birthday cut. So yeah, let's get it. Now we into the lineup. So we're starting off in the middle, and we're gonna work our way to, I believe we go right first. His hairline's pretty full both ways, so it didn't really matter which way I went too much. Yeah, the footage I got here was not the greatest to show you guys how I got it, but I did include it just to give you guys a little bit of an idea how to do it. And again, here got clipped part of my face. I apologize for that, guys. I look a little crazy. It's not my best angle. I promise you I look better. And what you guys are seeing is kind of a rough draft just because I couldn't get the best footage. So what we finish off on is not the finished product with the hairline. Now we're gonna apply some enhancements. My guys like the pencil, and we're using the white. As you guys, there's a white and a tan side. We're using the white based off his skin color. If I use the tan, it'll blend right in. We're just blending or drawing it on real nicely, real light, because we don't want to make him look crazy, you know. Now, to lighten that line up a little bit, first thing we're gonna do is hit it with the trimmers, and you'll see I'll hit it with the razor too, but this is gonna make it just a little lighter now. And then once we go in with the razor, it'll clean it up. You guys will see it looks nice. And now we're gonna hit him with the enhancements. I think it's called Tintation by Kiss Express. It's the dark brown one. And the key to this is not spraying it directly on. The bottle is pretty low, so it's a little weak. But if it was fuller, I'd probably hold it a little further back. But yeah, it's really the key because you could really Sharpie someone with this thing. It's a little dangerous. Now we're gonna put the razor on him. We're spraying some alcohol on it first. That's gonna help the enhancement we just put on is gonna help bring it all together and make it real crisp. Using the razor, we're making sure we pull down the skin, you know, don't irritate his skin. And if you guys haven't noticed, my client's skin is a little sensitive, so it does get a little red, but we're doing our best to make it real clean, not irritate it too much. And YouTube, this is how you do a mid taper. Hope you guys liked it, hope it helped you guys. It's the finishing result. Stick around, comment if it helped, let me know if you want more, and yeah, appreciate y'all for watching if you made it this far.